Hey YouTube, Incendar here. When I started playing Black Desert Online quite some time ago, I spent the $30 to buy the game. That was before it cost $5. And I figured, if I kept playing it, I would be spending, maybe 10, 15, $20 a month to continue playing it. And I guess the first thing was I started playing it for that $30. And about a week into it, I was like, okay, I was planning on spending money anyway, so, I got 30 bucks or whatever. What should I get? And I actually searched online, what are the best items to get for pearls? What's the best return on the money? And I found some websites, and I didn't really see any videos, and everybody had different suggestions. So I guess after playing all this time and mostly doing life skill, I do grind a little too. I kind of think, I can make the suggestions on what I think, a new player would focus on, and the best things pretty much to pick up, especially $50 or less. I would say you're looking at about 50 to 100 maybe to get the game much easier to play and to be able to do a lot more stuff. Some people spend thousands. I've never seen the need to do that. I've spent about 100 myself, so I think for under 100 you can do pretty good. So let me go through some of the items I feel that are the most important, especially if you're on a really low budget. And most of the stuff is going to show up under function. And this is the Pearl Shop F3. So one of the huge things here is the value pack. I pretty much can't live without this thing. And it normally sells, I believe, for 12 to 15 bucks. But I never actually buy it because you can get this on the marketplace for 10 million silver. So I think that's really worth it. And I try to buy these as much as possible. You can see what this thing does. Inventory expansion 16, storage 16. I don't even know about all this additional experience. Great. You can modify your nodes remotely instead of running to them, so that saves a lot of time. 100 weight. And the huge thing here, especially if you're in any kind of trading or life skilling, involvement with the market, 30% bonus to the marketplace sales collection. So you're going to get tons more silver when you sell stuff on the marketplace compared to anyone who doesn't have this. And a couple other things here. You're going to need this if you're playing the game in any amount of time, but you don't have to buy this in the Pearl Shop because it is quite frequent on the marketplace. You might have to spend some time, watching the marketplace, putting up a notice and trying to get these things. But overall, I've been able to pick these up. But definitely a necessity for anyone who's playing even part-time. So if you're new, the other thing is the big issue you're going to have is inventory expansions. I believe you get 30 or 40 inventory spots if you do all the quests. At some point I think I'm going to do a video or maybe a little thing on the website to show the quickest way to get all the inventory from quests. But 30 to 40, I mean, you can survive, but you're probably going to have some issues. So probably this is one of the more important items to at least buy, I'd say 16, maybe 30. If you plan on fishing, you're going to need probably 100 slots to make the most of that, or more. I have 130 slots, and pro fishers will say you need maximum, no way around it. But I haven't really felt the need to do it. I do fill up with fish if I'm fishing in certain spots, but you can survive with what you get in the game. But 16, 32, or maybe 100 slots, and you're looking at 10 bucks here for what, 16 slots. So that's one of the things you're going to want to pick up if you're new and you're going to be playing this for a while. The next big thing, and it's almost as big as inventory, I mean, once you get the 50 slots, let's say, the biggest issue everyone has, and this is for life skillers, combat, any kind of player that's playing, weight is always going to be an issue and slow you down. So I would say this is one of the most highest priority items, probably after pets, which I'll get to in a second. But weight limit increases, whatever your budget is, I would buy as many of these as you can. It's going to help you in so many different ways. If you just go out and killing mobs, you're going to fill up with weight. For life skill, if you're got a low weight, you're not going to be able to set AFK times very high on cooking or alchemy or other stuff. Storage slots for cities, I think you can skip this one because if you look at any of the videos I have on power leveling contribution points, if you get your cooking and your alchemy running and you're knocking out contribution points like crazy and you get 300 or 350, you're gonna be able to buy all this storage. Of course, I think let's see how much an 8 slot is. I don't. Okay, so 8 slots, and these prices are all on the current sale, so always buy items when they're on sales, especially, unless money is no object, you can wait for sales. But yeah, you could probably skip these. You might have to buy one in the beginning just to get your storage up. Each town has its own individual storage. That's one thing to keep in mind. You do get a pretty decent amount to start with, and you can use contribution to buy it, so you could probably skip getting this in the pro shop. But again, I mean, if you can, pick it up. There's storage for different regions, something to keep an eye on. Like, let's look at Serendia here. This will add storage to 2 cities, Glish and Heidel. So even though if you're buying 8 slots, you're getting 8 in each, so that's 16. Something to keep in mind. Something I bought recently just to test out, and it's had pretty good results. And the main thing I need is value packs. And I've been having an incredibly difficult time buying them on the marketplace. I'm doing something, get the notification, I run all the way over there, I put a bid on it, and I lose. So I picked up one of these transaction fairies, maids, and that's about $9 or $10. And that just lets you pull up the marketplace wherever you are. I'm not going to say this is a mandatory item by any means, but if you spend the $9 here, you're going to be able to get value packs much easier. So, I mean, if you're the kind of person that's already buying value packs, it's probably much more efficient to buy the transaction made and buy them from the marketplace for silver. You're looking at either 10 million silver or what, 12, 15 bucks. To me, the silver is easier to spend, right? Down here is workers. I wouldn't really get into that as a new player. If you've been playing for a while and you're really into workers, if you buy these things, they can save you contribution. But if you're power leveling contribution, you're probably not going to have a problem with any of these lodgings. So, okay, I guess to sum that up, the best things to buy as far as function for a new player, get some inventory, get as much weight as possible, and some storage. Maybe a maid, probably not needed though. The other huge thing that everybody's going to need, and if you're going to be killing mobs and like want to level up, especially at the higher end, you've got to kill tons of mobs really quick. And here's how there's a couple reasons pets are a huge advantage. The first of all, you're not going to be able to pick up stuff even if you have pets. I'll go out and kill stuff and won't be able to pick up all the stuff even with 4 pets out. So if you have less than that, it's going to be a problem. And when you buy the pets, they're tier 1. And I think they pick up like every 10 seconds or something. It says, as you level them up and feed them and get them to level 10, they will be quicker. But even when you have 4 of these all maxed out, let's say a tier 1 pickup time, you're still going to be leaving some loot. The interesting things about this, you'll see other people who don't have pets leaving huge trails of items. And if you're just in the area, your pets can pick them up after a very short time period. And I've seen, lots of times I'm running around with the pets out and they pick up, black stones, or I think I got a witch's earring once. So just having these pets and having them run around is great. And you can have 4. I would say if you're new, try 1. These are, I guess, $8 or $9 a pop. So you do get some free ones. I've gotten 3 free ones from events in the last, 5-6 months. So you can, wait that out. Or, I mean, if you got the money, just straight out buy 4 pets. This is the best way to go. But, 1 or 2 is a good start. And maybe wait for the events. Breeding these, to get to higher tiers, you actually take 2 pets and destroy them and make 1 new one. And that can get pretty expensive pretty quick going for the highest tiers. I'm not really going to get into that right now, but I would say pets are probably the first thing anyone should buy, really. And of course, you'll probably notice pretty quick your inventory is going to fill up, so you're going to need some inventory space. But definitely check these out. And then when you're looking at pets, remember each one has a different ability. For me, I gather a lot, so I use these cats. They will detect resources in your area. So depending if you're into PvP, you might want a dog. Hawks are good if you're going for knowledge or energy. You want to look at each of these and see, what fits your playstyle best. My strategy was to definitely have a cat, dog, hawk, and penguin. And I think penguin's on here now. If you plan to AFK a lot and can leave your computer on the night, you're going to want a penguin for the auto fishing time reduction. Okay, I don't even see a penguin on here right now, but I got two from events, so hopefully you'll be able to get one, and I'm sure it'll eventually show up. And remember, the marketplace is always another good place to get pets. It's really, really hard to actually get them. I've never actually won, and I've tried probably 100 times. So if you have time, you can also get these on the marketplace. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you got the cash, just buy 4 and get it done with. For costumes, there's a lot of different stuff. One for fishing, one for swimming, one for cooking, one for PvP, and that's pretty much, again, going to be something based upon, what you actually do in the game. I'm not really going to get into that right now. If you click costume, you can look through these items and, find something that suits your gameplay. These are a little more pricey too. Definitely not something you have to have, but it will help out. Another thing that's pretty good for a new player, especially if you're going for energy. If you look, the first thing is, all right, this is kind of ridiculous, but all right. Boxer briefs. They add 1 luck. This is something that you might want to get right away because luck helps with what you're getting, but I think it does a lot more in the game too. So, I mean, you can't go wrong, I guess. If you got the money, I would buy these underwears for 1 luck. Okay, another thing that can probably help out, but you can get these items from Total Playtime as a free thing. It's just, if you leave your computer on fishing AFK overnight, you'll accumulate that time much quicker than actually, if you turn the game off when you're not playing, it's going to take longer to get these items. But I got these for free, but if you want, if you got the money, you can buy these too. So you got ear cuff, and there's similar items for each class. This is wizard that I'm using. But for this increased chance to get advanced knowledge, and then there's glasses, increased chance to get knowledge. Now, if you're doing energy or new to the game, energy is very important. You've got to spend energy to do a lot of stuff in the game. You get more energy based upon how much knowledge you have, and sometimes that requires you kill a particular mob or whatever and get its knowledge. And sometimes those can take a long time. If you get the glasses or using this item, killing the mob, you're much more likely to get the knowledge quickly. And the other item is what level of knowledge you get, increased chance for the advanced knowledge. And that just, the higher your advanced knowledge, you can get better drops and some other benefits. I won't get into that too much, but if you're going to be playing this for a while and you're really into the game, it's probably something you want to consider buying or just wait it out. So I guess that pretty much wraps up all the items, I think are key and that would help out, someone new to the game. Obviously, as you play longer, you can look through this stuff and find more stuff if you're into, mounts or these beauty items, furniture for your house. I'm not going to get into that today. Maybe sometime in the future. Furniture you need for specialty nodes. That's a whole competitive thing where you might end up spending tons of money. Of course, costumes, but pretty much most of the stuff that's going to help you make the game more enjoyable and easier is under the function. I will probably do something else on more advanced stuff in the cash shop at some time in the future. But since I couldn't find a video that already had these basics, I wanted to put this out. And I guess just to wrap it up, value packs, inventory expansion, weight, storage, maybe a maid, and definitely some pets. Subscribe to see any notifications for new videos, and thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helps you out.